Welcome to Pink Lady Presents, a show filled with lives that are being well lived. Every ethnicity, every age, and from every walk of life. And today, well, how do I look, everybody? Do I look fit? Do I look trim? Do I look ready to go out there and show my muscles? I don't know about that. Because we have with us today world famous Mike Sable, bodybuilder, teacher of fitness. I mean, just about everything, Mike. You are one of the world famous people. So tell us, first of all, how on earth did you begin?
Well, it goes way, way back. My grandfather was a great athlete, okay?
Oh.
So I had a great inspiration. I was raised by my grandparents, by my grandmother and grandfather. And when I started getting into sports and stuff like that, I took a real liking to cycling. So I rode, you know, with the U.S. cycling team and rode with the guys from the U.S. cycling team for like 9 years, but I weighed 135 pounds.
Wow.
You know, so I was thin.
Oh,
Big
wow.
legs, but very thin.
Wow.
And when I retired from cycling, which I did very well, when I retired from cycling, I decided, hey, you know, I'm a competitive athlete since I was 9 years old. You know, so what am I going to do? And I said, I got to start working out. I got to get bigger. I just didn't like being thin.
Well, wait a minute. So back it up a little bit. You didn't, a lot of people say that people go into bodybuilding and everything because they were bullied when they were kids.
Right.
Was that a true thing of yours or no?
No, that's an absolute no.
Okay.
That's
okay.
absolute no. I think my grandfather taught me to stand up for myself so people
wouldn't do
love
that.
So
love it.
I never had that problem.
So you were about how old before you thought about that?
I started bodybuilding around 17, 18 years old.
Oh, really?
Well, I wasn't starting bodybuilding. I started lifting weights because I wanted to put muscle size on. You know, I went from a sport where I was riding a bike 300 to 400 miles a week to a sport where you're in the gym an hour and how people said, this is really hard. This is really hard. Get out on bike at 3 o'clock in the morning and ride 50, 75 miles before you go to school. You know?
Wow.
And so I started lifting, but having that mentality, that competitive mentality, and doing what I've done all my life, I want to learn. In anything I do, I want to know everything I possibly can about it.
Okay.
Okay. So I started training in a gym back then where there were some top-level competitive bodybuilders, and I looked at them and said, "Well, hey, I want to be like that. You know, I don't want to just do this. I'd like to compete, find out what I'm capable of doing. You know, who's the ultimate me?" And I
Right.
wanted to build the ultimate me.
Well, so when you first went into the gym, was there somebody there that said, well, look, that particular machine is good for you, that one's going to build that one, I mean, did you have someone who was helping you, a trainer at that time?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the kind of person that if I want something, and you're the best at it,
right.
I'm going to you. And I will bug you till you decide, hey, I'm going to help you just to get you away from me. You know, I went to Arnold, I went to some of the top guys back then, and I said, you know, I want to be, you know, a world-class bodybuilder. I want to see if I can do this.
Now, you said Arnold to the audience, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. Yes.
What was he like? What is he like?
Arnold, when he came to this country, Arnold's an amazing, amazing story because
Okay.
anything that he put his mind to,
Yes.
which really helped me too, because I was very focused, he achieved. You know, he went into bodybuilding. I mean, he was living in an apartment with a refrigerator, a bed, and a TV.
Wow.
You know, and I think about a year and a half after he got here from Austria, he owned that building.
Wow.
And now we all know he owns a major part of the
Right,
West Side.
right.
So, but he's just a very, very kind, very nice person, but he's very straightforward. He doesn't pull any punches.
Correct.
He doesn't play any games. If you ask him a question, he'll answer the question. If you don't like the answer, he gets it. I'm the same way.
Okay.
I'm the same way.
I love
I
it.
get it. You don't like what I said? Good. You know? And but he's very, look what he did in movies. He became our governor. Look what he's done.
Right. So when you first asked him different things, he gave you a hand of friendship and helped you out. By
I
telling you
bugged
about
him quite a bit, and then he decided he probably should help me out, otherwise there could be a problem.
I love it.
I mean, I would just go for it.
Right. What is the 2019 NPC West Coast?
Bodybuilding championships? Yeah. Okay, that's the National Physique Committee, which is the big committee for all of the bodybuilders, fitness, figure, bikini competitors. And I train mainly bikini and figure competitors now. You know.
Oh.
So anyway, one of my top girls in that show, she was a true novice. I had 5 people in that show. They're all true novices, which means they've never been on a stage before. So I coached them. Okay. And one of my girls, Josephine Holmberg, not only won the bikini class, she won all 3 bikini classes.
Now, what are all 3?
That you have not true novice, novice, and open class. As you go up, it's harder, okay? She won every class in her very first show. That's never been done in bodybuilding history. And my other competitors did very well too. I think we took a second, a couple thirds, and a fourth.
And what made her, because of what you've done, special?
Well, I tortured her and she accepted it.
Okay.
You know, so I put her on my program. When I work with somebody that wants to compete, now you're stepping into something I did professionally for 20 years.
There you go.
Okay? You can go work out at the gym. You can get in good shape. I'll help you to get in good shape. Okay. I'll teach you how to eat. I'll teach you what cardio to do. I'll hand feed you, because the bottom line is after I achieved what I did and winning 3 world championships in the Mr. Universe and Mr. World, I did not need to pump me up anymore.
Right.
It was my turn. Now that I made it to the top of the hill, help the next one in line.
I love that.
You know, so I've had great success with my competitors, working with them over the years, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Why don't we watch a little bit of that right now?
Okay.
Lonnie T here in the pump-up room at the 2019 NPC West Coast Classic, where the dude was pretty good career on stage. He's known as a zipper. Sometimes we call him Mike Sable.
Yeah, sometimes, very rarely, because everybody's named Mike, you know, so I don't really go by that. But anyway, Lonnie's been a great friend for many, many years. Actually emceed some of the shows that he didn't remember that I won while he was emceeing it, but it's all good.
Well, you always won.
I appreciate that. Not a great career. It's been a great year. We have great friends, and this is a great show. This show actually really reminds me of the Golden Era. The Golden Era was just a great, fun atmosphere, a great up and positive atmosphere, and Lonnie's put on a great show here for 21 years, and I'm proud of what you've done, and I'm proud to have you as a friend.
Well, thank you, and you've got several competitors in this show.
I've got 4 girls and 1 guy, so who do you think lost more weight, them or me?
Yeah, didn't they lose 20 or 30 pounds each?
Most of them did, yes. Yes, one as much as almost 40, and she looks amazing.
And one of your competitors is a doctor.
One of my competitors is one of the top surgeons in the world, shoulder and hand surgeons in the world. Dr. Levi, yeah.
Well, Mike, what are some of your top titles?
I won the Mr. America, Mr. Universe. I won the World Championships 3 times, Mr. USA. So I had a pretty storied career. Now I'm 64 years old. I'm still doing it.
He's still doing it. For Mike Sable, this is Lonnie Teeper. Over, under, we're out.
Wow. Wow. I see what you're talking about. That is absolutely, that blows my mind. How did you, okay, here we go. You won Mr. USA, Mr. World, Mr. Universe. I want to go back and ask you, which one was the first one that you won, the really big one?
Really big one? Well, the first real big one was 1977. I won Mr. Western America. That was the first national show that I went into.
And what did that take for you to get to that point at that show? How old were you?
22.
Okay. What did it take?
Blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of guts, a lot of grind, and knowing that I could push harder than anybody else, and I did. And that's verifiable if you talk about top pro bodybuilders, that if you could do 10, I'll do 15. If you can lift this, I'll lift that. So I just pushed myself hard and believed in myself. I had a lot of support, people around me that believed in me. Right. So it was a matter just of keeping that belief and just never looking back. I never missed a workout, never missed a day.
How did you feel when they said you won that day?
That's funny. When I won the Mr. Western America, that's a great question. And they're giant wood trophies that Dave Draper made out of the driftwood from POP Pier when it came down.
Oh my God!
Beautiful. Well, Dave Draper was a furniture maker. He was a top bodybuilder.
Wow.
He made a lot of Arnold's furniture and stuff like that.
Right.
It's handmade, beautiful stuff. And I had this big, like 30-pound overall trophy, but I also won my class trophy, and I also won most muscular in the show. So I had trophies that weighed like, 60, 70 pounds.
Ooh.
And at first, it was weird because you get such an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It's almost like your head feels like it's going to explode. You get so excited, adrenaline rush. And after taking the picture and everything, I was walking off the stage without my trophies. And they're going like Zipper. That's my nickname, Zipper.
Yeah.
He said, you got to go get your trophies, man. I'm going. So a couple guys went out. We took the trophies off the stage, but it's very exhilarating, and it's just. it's a culmination of, all the years riding a bike
Correct.
and all the years of training hard and stepping on that stage and being able to say to yourself, did you do everything you can? Yes. Is there any stone you left unturned? No.
Right.
Are you the best you can possibly
Yes.
be this day?
Yes.
You've already won. You don't win on a stage.
No.
You win in the gym.
I was going to say, you win beforehand.
Absolutely.
I mean, literally. So now, the second big one was that Mr. World,
Mr. America.
Mr. America.
Right.
Now, how young were you then? How about?
27.
Oh, wow, okay.
27, and that-
And what, give me an idea about how you got there to that one.
Okay, well, after winning Mr. West America, I qualified, and I just spent time training. 79, I won the Mr. USA, and then the Mr. America. But Mr. America, you're representing your country worldwide.
That's
so
right.
when I won there, you get the U.S. team suit, and you represent your country just like the Olympics. So at the Mr. Universe, I represented my country. So it was just very gratifying that, hey, I'm not, I'm me.
Yes.
Those are things I've done, but I'm still me. I'm Mike Sable. But the
love
thing is, it was just an amazing feeling to know that you're at the top of the realm of your whole country.
Yes, I mean, how many are usually in a contest, Mike?
Oh, God, back then, it's different nowadays, but back then, in just my class, and there's
Yes.
4 classes, my class had like 80 competitors.
Really?
Yeah, probably,
Well, that's a lot.
probably 170, 180 in the show.
Wow.
And had I placed in the top 10, I'd have been happy. So thank God they didn't have good eyesight, because I won.
We'll be right back.
It's about the humans. These humans, those humans, Groovin and Golden. It's about getting more than health insurance and a partner who listens and acts. Humana calls it human care. It's talking to a doctor from your couch or helping you find a cheaper prescription before you ask. It's helping you fix the rugs so you don't fall and keeping you social, online or off. It's getting to know you so you can be your healthiest. That's our superpower. That's human care from Humana.
Wow. I mean, okay, now here's one that I think our audience really wants to know about, okay? Now remember, this is a family show. I'm kidding. Okay, so you are called the Zipper. Why?
So I can make up a lot of things right now, because it's a family show. But anyway, I started doing a pose in my routine, and you have the picture in there that people can see it, where I would run my finger up my thigh and flex it. And because of the cross striations and everything, people started saying, that looks like a zipper coming undone. When you flex your thigh, it looks like a zipper.
Right.
You have the picture back there.
I'm going to do it right now.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you can see there.
And here we go. 1 second. There we go.
That's
Got
the
it?
zipper right there. That shot, that part of my thigh.
Wow.
So people started calling me the zipper in the sport, and then I realized that that shot became my trademark. It was who I was. When I was at shows, if somebody else did my shot, audiences would boo. That's my shot.
Really?
So, real funny story, a very top-level lady, Michelle Santos from that area, who was beautiful and great.
Right.
She came up to me, she said, Zipper, can I do your shot? And I said, let me see your legs. Let me see how good they are. She showed me, I said, your legs are great. So she said, you need to tell the MC, because I don't want to get booed off the stage.
Oh,
so
my.
I told the MC, you can go ahead and, so she did it. She looked great. She won the show. And
Wow.
so it became like my trademark. So I'm like Madonna and Prince. I have a single name. People said Michael. How many Michaels are in here?
Yeah, you're right. You're
There
right.
could be 10 in this room.
So, studying kinesiology and nutrition.
Right.
That had to be right from the beginning. Am I correct, really?
See, I think that's where a lot of people get misconceptions.
Okay,
They think
tell me.
bodybuilders just stand in the mirror and flex and eat a lot of food and stuff like that. If you don't, if you're serious about it, and you don't have a serious background in kinesiology, biomechanics of movement, and understanding of nutrition on an elite level,
Right.
then you're never going to get there. Now there's people that hire coaches
Right.
that just coach them, but this is where my living is now. I want to know, so I learned everything I possibly could
Good for
about it.
you.
And I teach courses in it all over the world. I teach at the university level. I'm actually the vice president of the United States Personal Trainers Association.
Right.
Okay, and we actually teach in 170 countries around the world when there's no COVID.
Oh, my goodness.
But so I've been teaching for well over 30 years.
Well, you look 30. How do you like that? I think
Thank
my
you.
audience. Yeah, I think my audience is going to agree with me here. Now, as a teacher of performance nutrition, what is really good nutritional eating? I mean, really. I mean, some people say, oh, you have to have all just, you know, your tuna or your meats or your eggs or then do a little bit of, I mean, what is it?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked that. When you look at nutrition, nutrition is how you fuel your body to work at an optimal level on a daily basis. Okay. In other words, what you put into your body is going to be directly correlated to your energy level, it's going to be directly coordinated to your immune system, everything. So what performance nutrition is you're taking a person, basing the nutrition on what they do throughout a day, throughout a 24-hour period, setting them up. Most people don't eat enough. People go on all these wacko diets. The first three letters of the word diet tell you where you'll end up if you stay on it long enough. You're going to die. Oh. And you know, you look. I'm looking in the past. I'm not going to name names, but I was in big seminars with some of the top people that you guys all know the books, and I asked them, "Can you give me any type of logical, scientific premise that shows that your proven, unproven nutritional program works?" They couldn't. They're doctors. I said, therefore, if you look at nutrition, training, it's based in science. Okay. Now, you can refute science, but you have to refute science with science.
I get it.
Okay? It's not Mike Sable says so, Zipper says this. No. Everything I do is based in science and based on understanding of how the human body responds to certain things.
So when you say that, the idea is what, like, people say, well, I'm going to eat eggs all the time. I'm going to just eat salads and stuff like that. Do you give your particular students a particular way of eating?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the no-nos? I mean, I know candy is a no-no. I know stuff like that. But what else? I mean, what do you tell them to eat mostly?
You got to understand, the human psyche and human mind, I mean, if you told me, look, all I've got to do is eat eggs and fish for the next 20 weeks, I can do it. Because I've conditioned myself. It's not going to bother me. Right. I don't look at food as, hey, how much do I enjoy it? I look at it as it creates, serves a purpose in my life. Okay? It creates what I've done. It's created what I've done over the years. Right. So it doesn't bother me. Most people are not adapt to that. They're not going to go, hey, I can eat like that all the time. So I always give them like a day, a night off every week off the diet. If they once they get lean, you can go off the diet a couple of times, eat whatever you want. But the rest of the time, people say, eating meat and eggs and this, that. Right. And you look at them and go like this. If we were not meant to eat meat, fish, chicken, something like that, we wouldn't have canine teeth, we wouldn't have a gallbladder, and we wouldn't have one stomach. Because most vegetarian animals have multiple stomachs, they have no gallbladder, and they don't have canine teeth if they're vegetarian. Okay? Canine teeth are meat-eating teeth. Gallbladder takes colic acid and cholesterol, stores it, energizes it for digesting animal fat. Wow. Not digesting vegetables. Okay. Okay. So you look at the human body is actually made to eat that, but you've got to watch how much fat you're taking in, how many carbs you're taking in, how much protein. So it's not what they're eating, it's the portions and when they eat in proportion to their daily activity. In other words, we eat big dinners. That's the last meal you need to have big, because you're not expending energy in the evening. Your meals should start bigger early, and they should taper down throughout the day, and you need to eat 5 to 6 times a day. Small meals, because food is what creates metabolism. Not eating, your metabolism slows down. Okay, so is it safe to say, like someone for myself, eat little bits all day, but the right things? Well, you're in amazing shape, yes, but you should be eating more times to create metabolism, and it's also what creates energy. So if you don't eat, the human mind is foolish, the human body is not. If you don't eat, the metabolism slows down and says, hey, wait a minute, we're not getting the calories. So it slows down. So what you do is you start playing a catch-22 situation with quote-unquote diets. They're called nutritional programs. Diets don't work. And you've got to feed the system, the body, what it needs to create more energy and to create the result that you're trying to get, which is very, very important. It's everything. He's not just a pretty face, everybody. Really. So I'm going to ask you, it's probably a silly question, but I see bodybuilders and then I see weightlifters. Right. Is there a difference in the way you train to be a weightlifter
or against a bodybuilder, or is it the same thing all in one?
Well, you're doing a lot of the same things, but a power lifter or a weightlifter, Olympic weightlifter, is looking to move a weight from one position to another.
Correct,
Period.
correct.
Okay? Bodybuilder is working to shape the muscles, work all the different muscles, and make a complete body. Where your powerlifters and Olympic lifters are not looking at that. They're looking at how much weight can I move from one position to another and back up. So yeah, there's difference, but we still do train a lot alike. We still do a lot of the same movements.
Right.
But I'm not going in the gym going, hey, I need to squat 1,000 pounds.
No.
I don't need to do that.
I get it. Young kids today, okay, what would you tell the young people of today if they're interested in what you have done and what bodybuilding for them? What would you tell them? Where would they start? What would you say?
Well, first of all, you got to start off getting a basic understanding of what bodybuilding is.
Okay.
And then
okay.
you've got to go to somebody that has some expertise in it to help you. Stay away from the drugs. The drugs are not the answer.
That's it.
And learn how to eat properly, learn how to train properly, and understand that you're young. Tap into your genetic potential. In other words, when you're young, your testosterone levels are high, your growth hormone levels are high. Work then hard, you'll make great gains. Now, if you choose at some point down the road, and they do, that you want to get a little bit of a boost, make sure you do it under medical supervision, not under black market, some guy in the gym selling you stuff. I'm just telling you the truth.
Great.
Don't be deceived, because a lot of the stuff you're seeing that people are selling in the gym, they're making it in their bathtubs.
Oh, wow. Wow,
so I mean, and people are getting sick, and now, I mean, for bodybuilding now, it's out of control, the amount of stuff they're using.
Really?
So you look and go, I'm going to use $150,000 worth of drugs a year to win a show and make 10?
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense.
And that's going on a lot. I mean,
it's going on in sports in general. Bodybuilding is exploited for it. I'm not saying it's exploited for it because you see it.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a matter of understanding that these products have medical reasons for taking.
Okay.
Now you see a lot of anti-aging doctors now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They're using testosterone therapy because you'd go to a doctor and they say, iron, you're low on iron. What do they tell you to take?
Iron pills.
Well, you're low on minerals. What do they tell you to take?
Vitamins, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're low on testosterone, don't take that. You're low on growth hormone, don't take that. Because
okay.
when those start, growth hormone depletion starts about 30 to 35 years old. Okay?
Wow.
And that's what keeps you young.
Yes.
That's what keeps your body. It doesn't mean if my growth hormone levels should be 700, I want them to be 3,000.
Okay.
It means I want them to be normal. And then they were anti-testosterone. If a man's libido drops, everything drops, and his testosterone levels are down to next to nothing. That's unhealthy.
Right.
So now you see testosterone therapy has become the biggest thing. It's not going to harm you. They're putting back in your body what it needs.
I see.
If your testosterone levels should be here, why are they down here? And why would you call that healthy?
But to go to someone like yourself who knows what's happening.
Right.
I get it. I get it.
People at the black market buying it on the streets, and what you get on the streets is what you get.
We'll be right back.
At one time or another, every family is faced with mobility issues for a loved one. Call Before You Fall is here for you with all the safety and mobility solutions your family needs. Come see Alex in the Call Before You Fall showroom, or, if you can't, they'll come to you in one of their fully stocked service vans. So put your mind at ease today. Call Alex at 1-800-829-1491. Remember, be on the safe side.
We're going to watch Legends of Bodybuilding for a little, to show our audience a little something different about some of the legends that you know.
You're the king of kings,
There's always a pecking order. The little packers never mess with the big packers. So I'm a rooster, and he's a chicken, so to speak.
Wow. I mean, that was something. I enjoyed some of the comments of these people. You're also a fitness consultant to film stars, sports people. I mean, how did you get into that, and who are some of your famous ones?
Well, as I grew in the sport and people understood I knew what I was talking about, I wasn't just a person who stood on stage and flexed. And I understood my background and my clients and people I've worked with. It started opening up a lot of doors.
Right.
In boxing, I trained James Toney when he was at his best.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I worked with Pamela Anderson, Donna D'Erico, all of Motley
like
Crue.
her, yeah.
I trained all of them. I actually had Tommy up to 190 pounds one time, and he was 150 when I started with him.
Really?
Great people. They're all great people. You know what the media does to these people?
I know.
I know you absolutely know.
I do.
But, many. I'm working with Glenn Sable now. He's the drummer for Alice Cooper and the Hollywood Vampires with Johnny Depp.
Oh, wow.
And, Devin Cannati, who I've been working with, graduated Princeton. He plays for the Orlando Magic. So I've worked with a lot of them. There's numerous ones I've worked with over the years.
And you've also, in between all this that you do, you traveled to Poland for Bodybuilding Federation. Now, what is the GACA system?
That's Gossa. Conrad Gossa is my partner there. I hate to say was my partner because
I'm sorry.
a few years ago he passed away.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We were very close, and he created a great entity over there called the Gossa system.
Okay.
And the reason he did this, and it was very, very appealing to me because he worked about his people. The people in Poland were obviously, during the wars and stuff,
Right.
very destitute. They had no money, they had no food, they had no
Right.
nothing. They were very skinny. And Conrad, and depressed, Conrad said, I need to develop the system, teach these people how to eat, how to work out, how to train. And he contacted me and said, Mike, why don't you do this with me? So we did a lot of TV shows over there, radio and everything. He made differences in thousands and thousands of people's lives. Because after them being thin, when money came back in from the European Union,
Right.
Poland's a beautiful country. I love Poland.
I heard.
And after the money came back from the European Union, they fixed the roads, everything. The people got very fat. Because now they had money, so they ate. So actually, a sign of being on top of the world was you had the belly, and then they started having cholesterol, heart problems, back problems, knee problems, and he said, "I need to help my people." And when I first contacted him, he said, "I said that," and he built an empire there.
Wow.
And go ahead.
I think that's fabulous. I'm so sorry to hear of a loss like that. I know that's a
very
great one to the people of Poland and to you as a partner.
And he was only 50 years old.
Oh, wow. Now, a subject that I hope you're going to talk to us about is fun with the Z girls and women in bodybuilding. Tell me about that. How hard is it for a woman?
Actually, I'm going to be really honest with you. The last probably 5-6 years I competed, I stopped training with men because I'd kill them in less than 30 minutes. I had them puking in the bathroom in 15. So it was like they want to come in, they want to train, but they don't want to train hard. They want to work hard.
Okay.
Women are tougher than men. They're not going to be stronger, but they don't give up.
I love
Women
that.
are tougher. Women are tougher.
See that, everybody? We are tough.
And the original Z girl is my girl, Virginia. That's the name of my competitive team and stuff. But she's like the head girl to help them out when with things like that. So it's a thing where I hit the point where I was tired of training men because they're lazy.
Okay.
They're lazy. They have no guts. They have no other things either. But I'm not going to say that. And it's like the women. I had a team in the 1980s with 36 women that were housewives from Simi Valley.
Wow.
Out of those 36 women, housewives,
right,
2 and 3 kids, 20 of them placed in national level shows.
Oh my Lord!
So it's an amazing thing, and I watched the tenacity, and so the last 4 or 5 years that I competed, I trained with only women because they wouldn't give up.
Wow!
Guys that give up, I'm halfway through the tee. The guy's throwing up. I don't want to know about you throwing up. Stay in the workout and let's get this done. I believe in Mike Sable. I know you will. God bless you, Mike, for everything you do in making our program today. Just absolutely fabulous. And we will see you next time.